Guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. Back to another live stream. Back
100 times?
to another live stream.
200 times?
Back,
500 times?
Probably. Who is Jose Arteaga?
Jose Arteaga is a YouTube content creator with several channels focusing on different themes.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Thing sucks.
His main channels include travel vlogs and lifestyle content. On his travel channel, Jose Arteaga Travels.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Additionally, he runs a cooking channel and engages in other personal projects that highlight his diverse interests and expertise. Projects and expertise. Projects and expertise. Projects, project, 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 project, expertise, project, 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 project.
Do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay. Right, like the point is if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever more. Forever.
Right, but I mean, we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
Forever more. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People
Hope you guys are ready for another show, for another bull run. Let's do it.
We call them
Yeah.
We call them poor.
That's right.
We call them poor. There's a name for them.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. We're all back. You know, I hope you guys are ready to have some fun today and celebrate not just the end of the year, not just an amazing year, but the beginning of another cycle, the beginning of everything. You know, a lot of us have been waiting for a while now. That's right. Bitcoin's back, all right. All right, no singing. You didn't show up here to listen to my dumbass singing, or at least pretending to sing, or whatchamacallit, or karaokeing up in here. You know, we got some other things that we need to talk about that a lot of you guys want to hear. You guys want to talk about, you know, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin. Shout out to a good friend of mine out there, a good friend of the shows, Senor Opie, motherfucking Taylor. Shout out to him. You know, I remember him a long time ago used to call this the corn, you know, the Bitcoin. And ever since then, I've kind of adopted that moniker. And here we are. We're just looking at the Bitcoin charts. You know, we're trading corn. That's all we're doing, right? No, but actually, you know, the reality is that, you know, that's what we're going to be talking about today. You know, kind of like bring a whole synopsis on the whole situation. even my own background on all this, for some of you guys out there in the audience that have been following me long enough or have done some deep, research. Well, not that deep. It's not that hard to find. But back in the day, before I ever moved to Mexico, before I ever started this channel, before I ever did anything, one of the things that I did was I was into crypto. I had a channel talking about Bitcoin, talking about basically, was it the economics? Sorry, my English not so good sometimes. But anywho's, you guys have seen my story. If you see the intro to the show, the intro is basically was compiled, from video that I took when I first started YouTube 10 years ago. Okay, give or take. About 10 years ago. Okay. And back then I was just vlogging, talking about my boring life, cooking, just doing all kinds of things, talking loosely about technology, but not really going deep into it. Years later, at the end of the second to last bull run, not this last bull run, but the last bull run before that, when was the last bull run? It was 2017, right? Was it December of 2017? Or was it 2018? I think it was 2018. Hey, Lodak, maybe you can help me out there in the chat. Shout out to Lodak out there, super OG. He's been around before I was even making Mexico content, or when I moved to Mexico, or before. Lodak, do you know me when I was still living in LA, or do you know me from when I moved to Mexico? How exactly did we come across each other? But anyways. The bull run of, I'm guessing I really want to say 2018. I don't know why I'm brain farting at the moment here, like it matters. Anyways, you know what? We can just check it out here. We'll find out real quick. Or not. Oh yeah, there you go. Is it, this is the weekly, this is the last bull run, and this is the first, okay, this was when? 2017. Wow, time flies. Okay, so, back to what I was saying. Okay, so towards the end of 2017, I found myself back online. Basically, a good friend of mine back in 2017, middle of 2017, he was basically, telling me, hey, bro, you're driving me crazy talking about crypto, talking about your situation with the law, talking about like all these crazy things that are going on with you, but mostly crypto. You're driving me crazy with this crap. Stop talking about it. In fact, why don't you just get back on YouTube? Because I had taken a little bit of a hiatus. And I went back on YouTube in late 2017. And I started making videos about crypto, about Bitcoin, about, all these things that I've learned throughout the years. I started talking about gold and silver and talking about the difference between money and currency. Talking about, the stock market. Talking about all this stuff. That for some reason I didn't understand why most people didn't understand these things, and not only did I didn't understand why most people didn't get these things, but then when I was talking about crypto, most people really didn't understand and didn't get or see the big picture here. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'll start doing videos on these topics, and sure enough, it was great. A lot of people loved it. In fact, they loved it so much that I started to get a following. In fact, so much of a following that eventually when I had to move to Mexico, I brought all that with me. And when I got to Mexico, I started talking about living in Mexico and less every day about Bitcoin. Now, I kept talking about Bitcoin and stuff like that throughout the years, but eventually, how it is. It was just one of those things where I was not that interested to talk about this every single day like some other channels out there were. So obviously I knew, well, maybe this isn't for me. I like it enough to the point where, it's like a hobby in a sense. I keep an eye on it from far away. Spoiler alert, I don't have anything right now in there. I just recently threw a few bucks in there, okay? Because I was late to the boat this time. And all the other years, all the other cycles, I was early to the boat, early to the show. I think we're still early to this show, but we'll talk about that in a second. But long story short, what I was saying is that as the years have gone on, I've lost more and more interest in the space. And I'll tell you why. It's simply because everything that I said years ago came true. and nobody seems to care. And so the reality is that back when Bitcoin first started, when crypto first started, again, look, I'm OG, man. This is like 2018 here, okay? You know, and I'm old OG even before that, all right? But the point is that the whole thing with this space is that I knew a long time ago, you know, that this technology was going to be able to really change the world, you know, in a great way. And by all the things that people talk about all the time about what this is, you know, meaning, hey, it has the ability to circumvent, you know, the traditional system. Hey, you know, this is a technology money for the future. Hey, this gives you the ability to create your own money. For example, let's say that you're in Zimbabwe and there's no money because the government has fucked it up so bad, and there's no dollars, there's no real currency, and you still need to transact. The country, the people need to transact. So all of a sudden, something like Bitcoin or crypto, you know, whatever, there's a lot of cryptos out there. All of a sudden, that bridged the gap. And again, I was really into the technology where, you know, people were using, you know, dumb phones, you know, like a Nokia, you know, to transfer Bitcoin and, you know, all this stuff. And not just transfer Bitcoin, I was on transfer other crypto and all this other stuff. So to me, I was always on the technology, on the tech. This is going to be changing the world. It still is, by the way. But the reality is that that's what I was big on. Most people, not so much. Most people were just into making money. The Ponzi scheme, the pyramid scheme, hey, I want to, you know, what is it? Fill my bags. You know, I want to cash out and I want to leave the, you know, the next idiot with the fat bags, you know what I mean? To hold until the next cycle and so on and so forth. So, and then, you know, as the years went on, I kept warning people and telling people, hey, look, there's going to come a point where Bitcoin, if allowed by you guys, okay, which, by the way, you allowed it, okay, the people allowed it. But anyways, if the people allow it, okay, all of a sudden Bitcoin will, you know, stop being, you know, the currency of freedom and really be able to circumvent and, you know, the system and defeat the traditional system and, you know, bring in this whole new world and freedom and all that shit that they always talk about. You know, not just crypto, not just Bitcoin, crypto, all the coins, okay, the technology. Anyways, we went from that to basically begging the regulators, the banks, the system, the government to take over and basically turn it into any other currency, you know, turn it into another dollar. And so I kept warning people. People didn't care. Every cycle, it was every cycle since then, and every you know, all the years since then, everyone's been pushing for ETFs, you know, so we can you know, trade the longs and trade the shorts. Oh, so we can blah blah blah. Anyways, long story short, now Bitcoin and crypto, it's always been heavily manipulated, but now it's really heavily manipulated. But on top of all that, you know, now it's basically how do I say, is parallel or going together with the stock market, stocks. So this is just now a glorified stock. Now, that's what I'm now. When I talk about Bitcoin, when I talk about crypto these days, or think about them, I think about it more like that. They're just glorified stonks. I said this many years ago, in fact, over 6 years ago, that we were going to be in the roaring 2020s. Again, people got to go back into history and realize and know what that was, okay? So what happened during the 1920s, during the roaring 20s? Look, what happened during the 20s was that basically the U.S. Was coming out of a, you know, shaky period, okay, banking wise and economy wise in the USA, and they were entering a good economic period, okay. And I'm super simplifying this, okay, but what happened was that not only were they entering a good, you know, again, depending on who you're asking here, a good economic situation into the 20s, but then all of a sudden now the average person had the ability to trade stocks, which up until then, the only people that could trade stocks were, you know, rich people, people that really had, you know, a lot of, influence, money, wealth, power, whatever. But then all of a sudden, the people had the ability to trade stocks. So what happened? Basically, everyone from the shoe shine boy to the guy selling, Coca-Cola, to the guy that owned the restaurant, to the guy that was a millionaire, to the guy that sold you the newspaper, everybody and anyone in between was trading stocks. And all of a sudden, there was a big boom in the stock market. There was a big boom in the economy. There was a big boom, aka the Roaring 20s, which eventually that giant bubble popped. Okay, pop. You know what? All right, it popped, and then once that popped, well, we got the Great Depression. All right, boom. All right, now fast forward to today. Basically, we're in the same thing. We are in, again, depending on who you're asking, a great economy or a not so good economy. In fact, a shitty economy. But if you play your cards right, aka, you're trading Bitcoin, you're trading crypto, or you're trading on any one of these trading apps, like fucking, what do they call them? Like Webull, and what's the other trading app that everybody uses these days? I forget what they're called. I'm brain farting. But anyways, all these apps where you can just trade, and anybody can just open up an account and start trading. And now all of a sudden, this fake, fictitious market, okay? And I'm going to explain why it's fake and fictitious, is now even more fake and fictitious. And now everybody's playing the game again. And it's all fake money. It's all just digital numbers on a screen. Not real money. Again, not real cash money. Not real physical hard silver or gold money. Okay, none of that. Okay, see, nothing, no physical hard. Even got a silver Bitcoin there, a Bitcoin made out of silver. Okay, so we went from that to this, which is now, and so now, the pumping is beyond, so for example, when they were printing money back in the day, by the way, since the Roman times, okay, they used to print money into oblivion. So for example, back in the Roman days, just to give you a quick example, everybody would have silver coins, okay? Silver, gold, okay? Pure gold, pure silver, right? You would trade with that. As the empire kept growing and they needed to print more money. They needed more money, okay? But they could not mine any more silver. They couldn't find any more silver. It was just not coming in fast enough from the mines, but they needed more money. What would they do? They would get the coins, okay? They would get all the silver coins. They would bring them all back, okay, to the treasury, or as they would make it to the treasury, what they would do is get the silver coins and they would melt them all. And then instead of making pure silver, they would make maybe 90% silver, mix in a little nickel, mix in a little, other metal, whatever. And then, before you knew it, it was 80% pure. And then it was 70% pure until eventually there was almost no silver left in these things. In fact, I'm sure you've seen it before where in old cartoons, when someone would pay them with a coin, they would bite the coin to see if it was real or not. Anyways, the point I'm making is that, they used to do this back when it was just silver and gold. So what makes you think that they cannot do this with paper money? So with paper money, what do? They just print as much as they can print. Literally, as much as the printers can print. But guess what? As soon as they invented the computers, and especially in today's computer age, they don't got to print money. They don't got to use paper. They don't got to use physical silver. They don't got to do any of that. They can just print into oblivion. Literally, by mistake, you can have your keyboard, okay, and you can fall asleep on it, okay, and your ear is landed on the zero. First of all, you landed on the 1, and then on the 0, and you just like, and then all these zeros, and before you know it, you're a trillionaire. Anyways, that's similar to how they print money. So a lot of times when they're like, oh, we just sent $600 bazillion to Ukraine, what do you think they really did? They think they printed that money cash and gave it to... No. It was all digital money. And what do they do with that digital money? Well, that digital money goes from one place to the other. Okay? I'm not trying to be too detailed here for obvious reasons, okay? But I think some of you guys already know exactly what happens, okay? So, like, in the case of, like, for example, just, like, the war out there, okay? Because, again, they're listening, so I'm trying not to be too whatever. But the war out there that we just mentioned, one of the things that they do is that basically when they sign one of these $600 gazillion bills, they're not just send the money out there. No, they give that money to the U.S. weapons manufacturers. So they print it on the screen, send it over there to their screen, to their bank account, right? And then they use that money to make weapons, and then they get those weapons, and then they send the weapons to you, to the war areas. Okay, they don't give the money to them. No, they give it to the weapons manufacturers. Okay, this is an example. Okay, there's many things, many fishy things like that. Don't get me started. The point is, we're in the roaring 2020s. What are you gonna do about it? Okay, it doesn't matter what you bet on. You can, again, the young kids, the fun thing to trade. Okay, so back in the 80s, the fun thing to trade were penny stocks. In fact, I'm sure some of you guys have seen this movie. I'm not fucking leaving. That's right. That's right. That's right.
This is my home. They're gonna need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here.
That's right.
They're gonna need to send in the national guard of fucking SWAT team. Ain't going away.
Anyways, what am I gonna fucking do?
That's a scam.
Remember that? I remember Big Connect. Anyways, all right. I don't want to get too sidetracked there. I just had to show that because I really want to show the Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, I really want to show scenes from the movie. But look, long story short, that was the last time it happened. Okay, like on a big scale like this, in a sense. Okay, it's something similar to kind of what's going on right now. Okay, and even before that, like I said, 1920s. All right, but I digress. Okay, what I'm talking about here is the fact that everyone, okay, these days has access, okay, to trading, whatever you want to trade. You don't have to trade Bitcoin. In fact, a lot of old people, boomers out there, you guys just put your money into your 401k, whatever. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You can throw it into the 401k. You can put it into Bitcoin. You can buy, Facebook stock, Amazon, Apple stock. It doesn't matter. It's all going up. It's all going to the moon. Again, let me. Let's just go real quick into. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me get it out here for 1 second. So, because I want to show you, so you can get an idea. Okay. All right. Okay. Here, you tell me what you think. Okay. That's the stock market. That's the stocks. Look at that. Since when? Okay. Look at that. 1984. Okay. The hell, man. I mean, like, it doesn't matter when you put your money in. If you hold it long enough, you're going to make money. Okay? In fact, again, what was the stock market at in 1984? All right? December 14 of 1984. So basically, 40 years ago. 40 years ago, it was at 1,175. 1,175. Okay, and where are we at now? 44. We're basically on 44. Okay, we're knocking on 44. So we're basically adding around 1,000 every year. So it doesn't matter when you put your money in. Okay, let's just pick a random date. 2013, I put it in at 14 and I held it. Okay, I literally held it for till now. Look at that. In fact, when was Bitcoin created? Like 2009 or some shit like that. So again, same thing, 2009, January 2009, I don't know, it's around there. But look at that, the stock market was at 8,000. And if you would have bought just one share, okay, you would have made, a lot of money, okay? So 8,000 times, divide, that's like 5 times, 5x. You would have 5x that, okay? Now, You know, this is just traditional stuff. Again, this is just you throw your money into a 401k, you throw your money into stonks, you know, like the Amazons of the world or the, you know, the Microsofts of the world or whatever, and you're good to go. You're good to go. Okay, you're getting 5x returns. Now, a lot of younger people or a lot of people that want to get rich quick, you know, this is too slow for them. This is not even, no way. No way, Jose. You know, so that's where crypto comes in. Crypto is the get rich quick scheme. Now, can you get rich quick? Yeah. But you need to know what you're doing, just like everything else. You think, you know. Now, sometimes you don't know, you don't need to know what you're doing. Okay? Like, again, this is why, you know, the roaring 2020s, the roaring 1920s was such a big thing. Because the shoeshine boy, you know, basically, he threw his nickels that he earned that day into whatever stock, you know, oil.stock.com, whatever, 1920 stock, you know, and he was making money. Okay? And so it's the same thing right now. You know, so for example, it's like you just throw your money in there, you're going to make money. Like, in fact, we don't have to go max. Let's just go 5 years, okay? So you guys can see, okay? Because, again, a lot of people, you know, they like to argue. Look, by the way, I'm not a Biden or Trump supporter or anything supporter. I'm a Jose supporter. I'm a you supporter. That's it, all right? I'm not into all that. But anyways, long story short, let's not forget. Okay, sure. When Trump was elected, you know, the first time, you know, great economy, the greatest economy in the world, you know, whatever. You know, COVID happened, yada, yada, yada. And then Biden took over. And then when Biden took over, I mean, you know, when did Biden take over? In fact, let's see, was it January 6th, right? 2021. All right. So when Biden took over, the stock market was at 31,000. Okay. And where are we at now? We're at 44. So he added 13 more. In fact, remember what I was telling you at? Every year you're adding 1,000 points more. And he actually added 13,000 points in 4 years. Holy shit. So, and what are we going to be expecting with Trump? You think we're going to, you know, have a shittier economy? No. So if all of a sudden, okay, the average is, let's say, each president, 4 years, 4,000 points, and now this guy, you know, Biden, you know, brought in 13,000 points. Well, what's Trump going to bring in? You know, let's just keep it conservative, pun intended. Let's just keep it conservative, and let's just say that he does the same. Or fuck it, fuck it. I know Trump wants the best economy ever, right? So let's just say 15,000 points. So this 4x. You know, Biden 3x. This guy is going to 4x. So, you know, where's that going to be? You know, we're going to be at 48, 58. We're going to be almost at 60,000 in 4 years. So anyways, guys, all I'm saying is that it's all pumponomics, okay? It's America. It's America, okay? It's the USA, all right? It's pumponomics, all right? That's how it works, okay? So right now, even if you bought a house, okay, whether you bought it 4 years ago or you bought it 40 years ago, you're seeing the same gains. It doesn't matter what you bought. It doesn't matter what you have, right? It's worth more. In fact, everything that you normally buy is more expensive. I saw a video the other day that some guy went to Popeye's Chicken. Popeye's freaking chicken, all right? And a 2-piece, I couldn't believe my fucking eyes. Sure, this was in California, but holy shit, still. A two-piece chicken meal. So what is it? 2 pieces of freaking chicken, you know, a thigh and a wing, all right? Some mashed potatoes that comes out of a powder, a biscuit that you can, throw like a rock, and some whatever other side they give you. You know, really? $17, $18 for 2 pieces of chicken? And I mean, come on. But anyways, it's everything. So it's like if you're looking at the pieces of chicken at Popeyes or you're going to the grocery store, everything's more expensive. But if you're looking at your Bitcoin, if you're looking even at your gold and silver, holy shit, I couldn't believe. In fact, I'll show you guys. I couldn't believe how. I looked at it the other day because I don't look at this every day. I was like $31. $31 fucking dollars for a coin. Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I'm happy. You know, I'm not complaining here. You know, but I'm just like, what? So I mean, and look, it's according to this chart we dropped. We were higher than that. We were 32. The fuck? You know what I mean? I used to buy these things like at, you know, what, $15, and that was expensive? Anyways, guys. So if you hold real assets, you know, let's say gold and silver, a house, well, you're going to see the over appreciation of these assets. But when you're seeing other assets, okay, that, again, they can be devalued at any moment, well, you know, then all of a sudden, like a stock, again, stock or Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a stock at this moment, which is, again, dropping like a rock at the moment, it seems. It seems as we're talking about it, we're dropping. But the point is that, you know, there's nothing real tangible here with the Bitcoin per se, okay? Sure, you can keep the big, again, we know, the ones that know, again, we know, you know, Bitcoin, all right? You know, you own it, you know, not your keys, not your Bitcoin, you know, so if you got the Bitcoin on an exchange, it's not yours. You know, of course, you know, it's yours if you have it on, you know, a ledger, a Trezor, a hard wallet, a cold wallet. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Hard. Anyways, and so that's the thing. But a lot of people don't do that. And again, even that, okay, I've talked about it before and I mentioned it before. Listen, man, you know, they can take that away from you, okay? Sure. You know what I mean? They can also take gold and silver away from you, but they got to come out here and get it. They got to get it from your cold, dead hands. You know, they can literally freeze your crypto accounts even if you have it in a cold fucking wallet, all right? Okay? So, all right, let me see. I got some questions. But yeah, a long story short, guys, you know, right now, you know, okay, in previous cycles of Bitcoin, I have, you know, always, you know, during the bear markets, you know, I've always putting in, you know, a few dollars, $20, whatever I could afford, you know, and it always served me well. This time around, I just did not have I didn't have any money or any, you know, I wasn't dedicating any time at all to the space. So I definitely missed the bottom. And I was just hoping and praying that it would eventually hit bottom again so I can buy in and ride the wave. And never came. The prices just kept going up and up and up. And eventually, I just bought a little bit, not a lot, but just so I can be in the boat. But I don't expect any kind of life-changing, you know, money or anything like that coming my way. It's just I want to be, you know, I don't want to miss out the fun. But long story short, you know, we're in that we're in that bull market period now. All right, and you know, it's like take advantage of it. Why not? You know, you could see it there. All right, where we're at and where we're going. And again, if you follow this long enough, now. The thing is this going to last forever? No, because again, if you really want to just put your money in something, set it, forget it, not worry about it, okay, just put it in the stock market. You know, buy some stocks, okay? But if you, or buy gold and silver, okay? But if you want to have some fun, if you want to play in the digital casino, if you want to, you know, maybe make some life-changing money if you know what you're doing, and yada, 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 then go into crypto. Now, you know, right now, you know, I think that for a lot of people, they missed the boat. You know, really, people, you know, had to have gotten in at the earliest, maybe, like last year, you know, at the late, maybe even 40,000. There's just fireworks going on because I don't know if you hear the fireworks out in the background. But yeah, I mean, look, I mean, right now where we're at, look, for people that know the cycles and know what's kind of going on here, you know, we're going to go to at least 200,000, 240,000, give or take. Okay? Will we reach it? I don't know. Who knows? We might top out at 160. We might top out at 180 or 200,000 K. But what I'm saying is that if you know that we're still got room to run up, then you can still make some money. You know what I mean? You can still buy in a little bit. I'm talking about the people that don't know anything about crypto, okay? You can still kind of make a little money and gamble and hopefully get out before you lose your money, okay? But if you've been in the space long enough, you're good to go. Don't you? Poor Gizmo's scared. We got Gizmo over here. You see him? Look at him. Poor guy. Oh, poor guy. He doesn't like the fireworks, you know, that are being thrown out there. All right, hold on. Let me at least close one of the windows here. Poor guy. I think we got like a church. You know, there's like a church throwing some fireworks over here. Hopefully, I don't know if you hear them or not. But anyways, Adam says, do you have any opinion about the 4-year Bitcoin cycle? Seems to increase for 3 years and then decrease for 1 year and repeats. I was skeptical in 2017, but has done this again. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I got an opinion on it. Yeah, it happens. It's trading. If you know anything about trading, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find okay, if you know anything about trading, there you go. You can see it there where we're at. Okay, and this goes all the way to the beginning. Okay, so the cycles. Okay, so this is like the first cycle in 2014. You know, the first top in 2014. Then the second top, you know, was here in 2017. And here we've repeated again here in 2021. Okay? And we're about to repeat it again. All right? As you guys can see in 2025 right now. So this is the year. I mean, remember, 2025. Remember, we're at the end right now. We're literally a few days away from 2025. Okay? And it's obviously started already. But really, it's going to be going through 2025. Now, how long will this last? You know, meaning, you know, this could all be over by March. Or, you know, it could extend all the way to the end of the year and then be over by December. I don't know. In my opinion, I think that it's going to run. I don't think it's just going to be a few months. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Okay? So the thing is that if you're going to be trading, if you're going to be into this, you need to educate yourself, okay, on what to do. Okay, I haven't educated myself. I'm not a trader. I don't know anything. All I know is I've been in this space long enough to know, all right, kind of what's going on. You know, there's always a feeling in the air, a euphoria. You know, there's all these things that repeat every fucking cycle. Now, every cycle, there's always different things. Okay. Last cycle, we saw things like NFTs, for example. Okay. The cycle in 2017, it was white papers. Okay. And so what is going to be the thing this cycle? What's going to be the catalyst or the thing? We haven't seen anything yet. You know what I mean? Right now, it's still just at the very early pumps. You know, people are starting to, you know, figure it out again. You know, hey, we're back, yada, 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 with Bitcoin and crypto. And, you know, a lot of people will buy some Bitcoin, you know, just because it's safe, whatever, you know. A lot of people, they want to make money, so they'll put their money into, you know, the meme coins, you know, or the Doge coins of the world, or the Pepe coins, or whatever's out there. And those could run, you know, why not? And again, Litecoin's been around forever, you know, that ran, you know, so things are going to run. But what's going to happen is that there's going to be something. You know, NFTs might come back into the picture. You know, all these things are never gone. They're just whether they come back or not. And whether they stay popular or not. Remember, Dogecoin, for example, was created fucking eons ago. Like when Litecoin was created, around there. And it really didn't get popular until the last run. Same thing with, you know, it's just, you know, many things, okay? So, you know, last cycle, it was privacy. A lot of people thought that privacy coins and that privacy was going to be a thing. No, it wasn't. And it might be this time around. Probably not. You know what I mean? Because, again, we see it as Bitcoin gets integrated more into the, you know, the stock market, you know, the rules, the regulation, you know, all this stuff. Well, you don't want no privacy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the whole thing is that what Bitcoin was and what it was supposed to be, and the vision of what it was, is gone. You know, what it is today is just like anything else. It's just like you're trading anything else, you know, go in and make some money. It's basically like betting on sports. Okay? Only, you know, when you're betting on sports, you know, there's a little bit more funny business going on there. And on top of that, you know what I mean? It's pretty random. You know, even if all the games are real, you know, it's still pretty random. But when it comes to like things like trading, you know, I'm telling you, like if you spend enough time studying this stuff and the trades and the Fibonacci's and the this and the that, listen, you'll be able to make some money. All right. But that's, you got to be into that stuff. But look, long story short, look where we're at, okay, on the chart, okay, right now, currently. Okay, and let's just compare it to the last cycle, okay, and where we're at, okay, you see? Look at that. We're there. So what is there? Let's just kind of check it and see. So it was, see, it was so fast. Okay, so we're at around, okay, so right there, it says that we were close to like 26,000. Okay, 26,000, okay, and 26,000 in the top. Again, it didn't even go all the way to the top, but the top was around 69,000. Remember, give or take? So think about that, okay? It got to like around 69, all right? So, and it was 29. So it doubled from there, okay? Give or take. So right now, let's just say that it doubles from here, okay? And we're at 100,000. Where we're going to go? We're probably going to run up to here, okay? So see, again, March, same, okay? Like around March, and we're going to be around, again, assuming it goes all the way to the top, 260. I don't think it's going to go all the way to the top. I think it's going to stay in the line right before the top, like last time, and that's going to be around 200,000, okay? So again, right now, you buy it, you're doubling your money. But again, this is just Bitcoin. It's not counting other coins, which might 5x, 10x, 100x, who knows? All right. So just keep that in mind as well. All right. So that's kind of like where we're at now. And again, you can just go back on the cycle. Okay. Hold on a second. All right. And you can see, again, the same thing. It took a little while here, for it to pick up. But once it starts to pick up, it starts to pick up. Same thing. Okay. All right. So this is 2017. Okay. This is, again, 2021. And again, so in 2017, it ran all the way up, dumped, and it just stayed there and had a little bit of a bump. And then, eventually that kind of came, down, because it was around COVID. All right. And then from there, it hit a bottom and then it went all the way up. And not only did it go up, but it went up twice. Okay. And then it dumped and, bear market all the way up until, again, the time to buy in was October of last year. The real, the absolute latest time to buy in, right now, if you would look, for example, so if you would have bought in October of last year, you would have bought in at around 25, 26K. All right. And you would have already 4 times your money. All right. And if it would have gone to 100K, you would have, 8 times your money. Okay. Just to keep that in perspective. Okay. So right now, we're already into the run, okay? And so how far will this go? Who knows? Will it top off in March? Kind of like it topped off here in 2017 and then just dumped? So will it just top off once and then dump? Or will it top off once, dump, go up again, whatever? And when will it go up again? Who knows? We don't know. But what we do know is that right now, we're in the process of running up. And, again, a lot of things, we're going to see a lot of things happen in 2025. But look, you can be a little perspective. Look where the chart is. Okay, that is the beginning of 2026 right there. Okay, so just so you can get an idea, how far we are. We're not that far, meaning that is, again, it takes a while. It's a year. You know what I mean? Depending, on the situation, will depend on if the year goes by quick or it goes by and takes forever. But long story short, on the chart, it's really not that long. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, if we start to top off in March, that could be it right there. That could be it. All right. But if it doesn't top off per se, but it just keeps kind of gradually going up and down, up and down, up and down, then yeah, it could basically go all the way through until we get to the end of the year. But I don't know. What the hell do I know? You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting my advice from this horse over here. He's my financial advisor, Lambo the horse. All right. So, all right. And again, could we go up to over $300,000? Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But most likely around 200. All right. And you got to remember, these markets are extremely volatile, extremely manipulated, and that's not changing. So you got to remember that too. All right. That there's people in there that are pumping and dumping. So don't get caught with the bag. All right. Make sure to sell, make some profits, and then, you know, don't be hodling for years for no reason. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that. You could just sell at the top or sell close to the top. All right. Wait for it to dump, buy back at the bottom, wash, rinse, repeat. Again, not just with Bitcoin. You can do that with stonks as well. In fact, that's what you normally would do with stonks, but as of, you know, the last like 10 years, that's not really a thing anymore. It's basically you just buy and you ride it out because it's just going up and up and up. So just buy the dips. Buy the fucking dips. Over and over again, okay? Just continuously buy them dips. And I mean, that's kind of like where we're at though. I mean, that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, you know, the technology is still there. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, fortunately, the technology is still there. And eventually, you know, once the whole system crashes, you know, once everything just really goes to shit, then yeah, we'll have that technology so that we can now, you know, kind of create our own value system. Okay? And get away from, you know, a lot of, you know, that stuff. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of looking for something here on the side. But, you know what I mean? And just kind of get away from, you know, from the system. But as of now, you know, they've already hijacked, okay? They've hijacked the money. You know what I mean? They've hijacked crypto. They've hijacked the coin, you know, the technology in a sense. And so, you know, right now, you know, what is Trump trying to do? He's basically saying, hey, we're going to be the crypto capital of the world. Now, anyone that's been following crypto long enough, the fear has always been the Fed coin, aka the US dollar coin, aka the US dollar abandons the dollar that we have right now. Again, runs it into the ground. Again, you can see it right there. Anyways, run that shit into the ground, okay? And then just replace it with a brand new currency. Only this time, make it 100% digital. All right. And again, why would you need Bitcoin or Litecoin or any of these coins? In fact, we're just going to ban them all because, you know, we don't know who the hell is printing or making these. Just go with the official Fed coin. That's right. Or, you know, with all these official coins. So that's the thing. You know what I mean? Like, they're just trying to move from one system to the other. And, I mean, you know, you look at Trump. He's saying things like, hey, we're going to sell our gold reserves. Hey, I'll buy them off you, okay? I'll buy your gold and silver. But anyways, they're going to sell their gold reserves to buy Bitcoin. Okay. As if the government can't just buy the Bitcoin already. All right? As if the government probably didn't already create Bitcoin already. Or the technology. Okay? Yeah, exactly. You know, Bitcoin's technology isn't really, you know, that's a lot of thing. A lot of people are like, oh, this is crazy revolutionary technology. It really isn't. It really isn't, okay? This is really old tech. It's just that someone, Satoshi, you know, whoever, kind of put it all together. But again, let's just go through the technology, okay? What Bitcoin is? Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer money. What is peer-to-peer? You know, right now, if I'm sending a file to one of you guys individually, that's peer-to-peer. You know, so that is money, peer-to-peer money. So that's what it's supposed to be. Why? Because money, you know, money from the bank is not peer-to-peer. If I'm going to send Lambo money, you know, it has to go from my bank through the banking system to get to his bank. And then he gets it. Okay? But what peer-to-peer is cash. You know, I give him money, cash, and he takes it. There's no bank in the middle. There's nobody taking a cut. Got it? All right. So peer-to-peer digital money already existed. In fact, there's this guy named Elon Musk. Maybe you've heard of him. Peter Thiel. I don't know. Have you ever heard of these guys? They invented this thing called, what's the name of this thing? I don't know. People don't use that much these days. But anyways, PayPal. You ever heard of PayPal? Yeah, anyways, that was the original peer-to-peer money. But the government, you know, they got a hold of that, you know, idea, technology, whatever the fuck they were trying to do over there. And they're like, no, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And they basically put a stop to that. And then they turned PayPal into where it is today. A bank. A banking app. You know, hey, going through the banking system. How dare you go around the system, okay? How dare you try to create some digital money? What are you, crazy? What are you trying to get killed out there? Anyways, listen. So, all right, so this is nothing new, okay? Now, a ledger. A lot of people are like, oh, yeah, Bitcoin is a ledger, a digital file cabinet system. Bro, really? I mean, come on. Digital filing cabinet. That's what computers were. The computers are databases. So the fact that, Bitcoin keeps all transactions on a database? I don't know, like a bank? Only the thing is that the ledger on the Bitcoin system cannot be altered. Okay, so really the technology alteration here is what technology that we have right now in the banking system, which they can alter the ledger anytime they want, whenever they want. They can add things to it, take away things. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Okay, because the real technology, again, didn't allow you to do that. Let me explain. Old technology is pen and paper. You write with the pen, you can't erase it. But if all of a sudden I'm typing in Microsoft Word, oops, I made a mistake, I can just backspace and erase it. So Bitcoin is pen and paper. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Again, I'm pro Bitcoin, I'm pro crypto, but keep all these things in mind, okay? And so obviously the government is like, no, we don't want to use that technology because we cannot keep track of what we're doing. Again, ask the Pentagon where they put their money. Ask the government agencies, where they put their money. In fact, can we audit any one of these? Oh, you can't because they don't have any paperwork or... Yeah, but they're going to audit your ass or, $600 transaction, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, so, obviously they got the technology available, you know what I mean, already. But, the thing is that they want to track your transactions. They want to track your movements, not theirs. No. Well, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, what? You think Trump is all of a sudden now going to put a Bitcoin system so that you can track everything that they do? Really? You believe that? Anyone believe that? Nobody's going to do that. It's not going to happen, okay? Because there's powers above and beyond, the president and all these other people, okay, that are politicians, okay? They really dictate this. The banks rule the world, okay? All right? And that's it. And the banks are owned by many people, many factions, many religions. I don't want to get into that, okay? It's the banks. The fucking banks are the banks, all right? I don't go fuck, all right? And that's it. That's kind of like where we're at, you know what I mean? So, we're in a weird kind of world at the moment, okay? That we're moving into a digital world. But this digital world that these governments are creating and trying to keep everybody under lock and step, whatever, under this prison. Again, a simple virus, there's simple things that can basically destroy that as well. And before you know it, we're back to, trading with silver coins or seashells or whatever, So, I mean, this whole thing right now, I'm not against it. I think that this technology is extremely needed and that eventually, if the governments of the world keep fucking up, that this will eventually replace the current system, okay? But it's not tomorrow. It's not anytime soon. There's too many people right now that have too much invested in this, okay, in the old system. And the old system is the one that rules the world. And they're trying to now take over the new system. Or, maybe the people in power created this system already in order for them to get to where we're at now, so then they can implement it the way they're doing now. Remember, the internet was also created by the government, but the internet got away from them. There are many technologies that governments create, and a lot of times they get away from the people. I mean, they get away from the people that created it, and then the people get the technology, and before you know it, here we are. Look, the printing press, was one of those things. And, before you know it, this guy named Martin Luther, was able to get the printing press. And before you know it, he was printing the Bible in all the languages and giving it to the people. And the world changed. But eventually it got to the point where, now everybody can print anything and everything. And, to the point where, we kind of went back to, we completed the cycle. So now we're in the same thing again. We're doing the same thing with this technology. You know what I mean? Where, right now, you know what I mean? Like it's getting into the hands of the people. And, not everyone that gets this technology has good intentions. Some people just want to make some money. It's as simple as that. Some people do have, good intentions behind it. Like, hey, I want to liberate my people and liberate everyone, in my country, for example, from the power of the almighty dollar. But think about it. If any country, pick a country, it doesn't matter what the country is, okay? Any country out there says, hey, you know what? We're going to start moving away from the dollar. We're going to start moving away from these digital currencies, and we're just going to have a gold standard. We're going to move into a gold standard. What happens to them? They're gone. Okay? But again, if they say, hey, we're going to adopt the dollar, or we're going to have a digital currency, a digital version of whatever, no problem. You can do it. In fact, the U.S. can have sanctions on them. They can be at in a currency war and all this. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Just don't even think about using gold. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So, it's a lot of funny business going on out there. I'll let you. That's all I got to say. And at the end of the day, crypto is great and wonderful. Make some money. Go for it. Why not? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? Sit on the sidelines and then keep moping? No. But don't forget, you got to buy gold and silver. You got to have physical assets, real assets. If you make some big gains, in the crypto market, buying, selling, crypto, turn those gains into something tangible. Okay. Buy a house. All right. Buy two. All right. But again, buy gold, buy silver, buy things that you can actually have and hold. All right. Because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And, I would not, just put all my chips into thinking that, like Bitcoin is going to save the world. I mean, at this point, it's not. At this point, it's all the things that it was supposed to be. It's not. And, Bitcoin's great, but it's more about the underlying technology. It's more about the other coins. It's more about what other people are going to do with this technology. What coins are they going to create? What value systems are they going to make? Things like, forget Ethereum, that's bullshit, you know what I mean? But like when you're talking about like other coins, other blockchains, other entities out there, okay, that are making the better version of Ethereum, a free version of Ethereum, or a more cost-effective version of Ethereum, those are the things you got to look into. And I could go on and on. Again, Bitcoin was supposed to be money. It was supposed to be like cash. But no one uses it as cash. And the more expensive it gets, the less they're going to use it as cash. Because that's not what it is. No one uses gold to buy and sell things. So what is Bitcoin turning into or turned into? Digital gold. Store of value. Digitally. Yeah, I would rather hold a rock of pure gold. Okay? The longer I've been in crypto, the more I realize, yeah, I know. I got to have the gold in my hand. I got to have the thing in my hand. I got to have it. If I don't have it in my hand, I don't trust. It's not even that I don't trust the system. My dumbass could just put the wrong button, click the wrong thing on the keyboard, have a malfunction, and I lost it all. Listen, I got a piece of gold. I mean, I can drop it on the floor, and it's still there. I don't lose any gold. Maybe it got dented. Maybe I dented the floor. That's it. Okay? Big difference, so I can go on and on, but that's not the point. The point I'm making is that, right now is the time to start really thinking about, how you're going to place your bets. Not just in Bitcoin, but like I said, there's a whole world out there. There's a whole market out there. And remember, Trump just got into president right now. Like him or not, he is all about the pumponomics. Okay? Like everything he's going to do is going to be pumping this shit up to oblivion. He said already, okay? He's been saying since the last election he was in, okay, in 2016, okay, since back then. And he wasn't able to do it then, but he's definitely going to do it now because it's already happening. You can see it. What is it that I'm talking about here? Negative rates. Negative rates are coming. So if all of a sudden, like, let's say that you have a lot of money and you invest in a lot of properties, okay, or you're investing in businesses, whatever. You got a lot of money, flowing through the banks. Well, now guess what? You know what I mean? Now, you're going to be able to borrow money at negative rates. Meaning, for example, you borrow money at 3%. That means that you got to pay 3%. But if you borrow money at negative 1%, well, guess what? You have to pay negative 1% less. So again, let's say that rates are -1 and you borrow $100,000, right? So you will have to pay back like 90 something thousand dollars. And again, which is dumb, right? Because you are supposed to pay back more, right? You got to pay interest. But that's how it's going to work, which again doesn't make sense, right? But the kicker here is that for all the poor people out there, which is you, me, and everybody else out there, everyone listening, if you keep money in the bank, well, now they're going to charge you for keeping money in the bank. Remember, negative interest rates. So what does that mean? If you have positive interest rates, you put money into your savings account, well, they'll pay you a measly 1%, 3% back. But if we're at negative interest rates, well, they're not going to be paying you. No, they're going to be charging you 1% to keep the money in the bank. So are you going to want to keep the money in the bank? No. What are you going to do? You're going to put it out there. What are you going to put it out there? In stonks, in crypto, in bullshit. Or buy bullshit. Or keep the money flowing. Right? Keep the money velocity moving. So that's coming. And again, how do you know it's coming? Trump has not even been inaugurated yet. And since the election in November 5th, or whatever the hell it was, 6th, whatever, it's been 2 months. Okay, they've already dropped rates twice, and they're dropping rates on Wednesday. So that's 3 times. 3 times. They've already dropped rates 3 times before he's even in the office. So what makes you think they're not going to continue dropping rates all the way until they get to negative? Again, before they started to raise rates, let's not forget, we were like at 1% or some shit like that. All right, and we bumped it all the way up to wherever we're at, and now it always goes lower. And if we were already at 1% or 0.5 or wherever we were at, what's lower than that? That's right, 0, negative 0.5, -1, -1.5. Expect that. That's coming straight at you. All right, so Lodak says, many of the gold prospectors I know turn into crypto guys. It's funny you say that because, as the years have gone on, I've turned more into a physical, what is it? A physical gold and physical silver guy. I've always been gold and silver, and I've always gone in between both. But again, the older I get, and living in Mexico, man, when you're living out here in this country, or you live in most countries outside of the USA, you realize, gold and silver are money out here. They're currency out here. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, it's funny that gold and silver are not valued, in the USA or in some countries out there, like and like whatever, But out here, oh my God. You know what I mean? Are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, people will take a gold coin or silver coin, over paper money any day, all day, every day. Are you kidding me? And so, out here, you'll talk to people about Bitcoin and crypto, and since they do have sound money, they got a sound money system. Who gives a fuck about the peso? Who gives a fuck about the banks? Who gives a fuck about all this shit? It could all fall tomorrow. Everybody got gold and silver. Everybody knows how to transact in it. Everybody uses it. It's everywhere. So they don't care. They don't give a fuck. Okay. So since they have a sound money system out here, nobody talks about crypto. Sure, they know what it is. Sure, some people are invested in it, but they're just invested in it like they're invested in the stock market. Like, hey, I bought some Microsoft stock. That's it. That's all it is. Because they got real money. They don't. You tell a Mexican, hey, Bitcoin is money. They'll laugh in your fucking face. They'll be like, no, it's not. This is money. This is value. Okay, get out of here with that shit. So. Just FYI, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. And so, like, a lot of people are, it's funny. You know what I mean? It's interesting to see. I'm glad you brought that up because I never thought in a million years that would happen. But I guess it's a sign of the times. Truly a sign of the times. And it really is interesting, to see, other countries, and see this, from other perspectives, outside of the USA, outside of Europe, outside, okay, of the, the banking system, really. Because again, they have a banking system here. It's all interconnected, yada, yada, yada. But when you're really living in a other country and you really see how day-to-day things go, It's like, no way, dude. No way. You know what I mean? The banks basically have to beg the people to fucking use the banks, okay? And now here, the banks do everything humanly possible, okay, to get the people to use the banks and use the banking apps and move money and transfer money and dee-dee-dee-da-ba-dee. Like, for example, I transfer money through my Mexican banking app all the time. I get transfers. I get whatever. You know what the fees are? Zero. The minute they charge a fucking penny, that's the minute everybody's like, all right, we're done. You know? Get the fuck out of here. You charge these nuts. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's a different world, man. And so when in the USA, you know this. I mean, they you can, you buy gold and silver. There are stackers out there. It's not money. It's not looked at like anything. Again, the fucking president is about to sell its gold reserves to buy Bitcoin. Are you fucking kidding me right now? You know, so I mean, look, that's super bullish for Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong, you know. But I mean, think about it, okay? Think if right now Trump would have said, hey, you know what? We're going to move on to sound money. No more, the crypto stuff is okay, it's fine, whatever. But what we're going to do now is that we're going to move the U.S. economy, the United States dollar, into a gold standard. We're going to back the currency by gold. The fuck would that do? What would that do for the price of gold? It would skyrocket just like Bitcoin, okay? Not just that, but all of a sudden now everybody on the world is on notice. You know what I mean? Like, hey, and it's very different. Very different. But right now, they're in a race to the bottom. They're trying to devalue the dollar and they're trying to devalue the currency and they're trying to devalue the whole thing as quickly as they can. It's a race to the bottom to see who can get there first. All right. And, again, USA, China, whatever. It's a race to the bottom. And then once they get to that bottom, okay, we're going to put in our new digital currency in, which, by the way, the dollar is already digital. Most of your transactions are already digital. When you're looking at your bank account, it's on the phone. It's digital. Everything is digital already. We're there. The only thing is that once they run the dollar into the ground, now they have an excuse to get rid of the paper dollar. And now we're going straight digital. We don't want, bad hombres out there to be using our paper money for bad things, right? Anyways. So, I mean, we're in for some crazy times, to say the least, okay? So, that again, this is why, today's episode, basically, are you ready for what's coming? Because, I'm telling you, you know what I mean? Like, you really got to be stacking gold and silver. You really got to think about, where you're going to be living, during this whole thing and so on and so forth. It's not just about, oh, yeah, I'll be fine. I'm just going to, keep hodling my crypto. Okay. Good luck with all that. You know what I mean? So, again, we're in for some interesting times, to say the least. And we haven't seen anything yet. We've only seen the beginning. When it comes to crypto, again, we still got room to run, but it's not just about crypto. There's a bigger picture here. There's a lot more going on here. And, you know what I mean? Like, this is getting real interesting real quick. And like I said, the other day when I checked the price of gold and silver, I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? At where we're at. And, man, you know what I mean? Like, it's interesting times, that is for sure, and it's funny because right now I want to go buy gold and silver. No way, man. At the prices that they're selling them at now, no way, Jose. I'm just going to stick with what I got. And then, I'll play the crypto markets for a bit and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can make $20. So, but yeah, I got nothing invested in, where in previous cycles, they changed my life. They were able to really, get me through some really hard times. Again, I lost it all, used it all. It got me through the times, and it was great. I'm always going to love crypto. I'm always going to love everything about it. But yeah, this time around, no way. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I had fatter bags. I wish I had some big bags, but yeah, unfortunately, at least I got my gold and my silver, you know what I mean? At least I got other things, but the reality is that, I just threw something in there, kind of like if you're watching the Super Bowl and you got to at least throw $20 in, to bet on whatever, like some stupid prop plays, so that's kind of like where I'm at now. And that's it. By the way, I got a huge announcement to make, since I got you guys all attention at the moment. This channel is monetized. I actually got monetized today. But I actually had to fill out the application today, yada, yada, yada. So the channel's not fully monetized. Yeah, I mean, it's monetized, but maybe next Thursday is last live stream of the year. Okay, next Thursday is going to be episode 40. I can't believe we did 40 episodes. By the way, we did more than 40 episodes, but, some of those special episodes that we did throughout the year, maybe watching a baseball game or football or whatever, those, I kind of took those and made them private because, nobody wants to rewatch that crap anyway. But anyways, solid episodes like this one, we got 39. And next week, which is the last one of the year, we're at 40 and we should be monetized. Now, not completely fully monetized. I need 1,000 subscribers for that. We'll get there soon. But at least partially monetized, meaning that you guys will be able to send super chats. You guys will be able to buy t-shirts, from my store and so on and so forth. And then hopefully within a few months, hey, I'll be able to get monetized and, I'll get some money, some kickbacks from the ads that you guys are forced to watch. But long story short, we're monetized. Wow. 1 year. I mean, it took 11 months, let's be honest. 11 months of working on this channel, but a year, okay? 1 year and we got monetized. Wow. What an accomplishment, guys. So I'm pretty proud of it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually really happy. I didn't think I was gonna get monetized. I didn't think I was gonna grow this channel to where we got to grow it. And I'm hoping that we can grow it even further. But yeah, just, wow. And here we are. But yeah, next year, I mean, we're going to keep the channel going. We know we got things going here on the channel we're going to keep discussing and talking about. But don't be surprised if we start doing different things on this channel as well, okay? Again, we're all, it's us, this channel is just me unleashed. And we're going to be doing all kinds of things me related, okay? Most of it, 99%, entertainment, for entertainment purposes only. Like when you're playing the slot machine at the gas station, for entertainment purposes only. Okay? Anywho's. By the way, I don't know if you guys have those out there where you're at, but I think that's it, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up because I got things to do. Okay, I got an appointment and I got another live stream on my other channel later tonight. So I got a lot of things to do. I'm very behind. It's the season, Christmas season, as you guys know. I'm sure you guys are also busy out there doing your thing. You could always add 1 gram bars to your stack. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So many gold prospectors I know. Oh yeah, you're just yeah. So yeah, at the end of the day, just make sure you educate yourself on all this. But again, don't miss out. Don't miss out. You know what I mean? You're a sucker if you miss out. Okay. Whether again, you can invest in Bitcoin, you can invest in stock market. There's many things you can do. Because a lot of people out there are calling for a big market crash, stock market crash. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening, gal. It's not happening, period. Okay? It's not happening. All right? It's just, we're just going to keep running up and running up until one day it's over. But we still got a long way to run. Got a long way to run, okay? And by a long way, I mean, it could be a few years, but it's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be in 6 months. No. Got a ways to go, okay? Still got a ways to go. In fact, I don't even see anything in the foreseeable future, okay? Let alone this year, 2025, it's going to be pump-onomics, man. There's not going to be no crash of any kind of anything, all right? So just whatever it is, again, don't take my advice. This is Lambo, financial advisor, to the stars out there. It's going to be pumponomics, man. And again, if you just look at the history, I mean, sheesh, let's just go 5 years. This is, again, 5 years. You bought all the way, again, 5 years ago, you bought at 28. And, right now you're sitting 15 points richer. Okay? 15,000 points richer. Okay? So, and again, if you go back to the max, I mean, come on. Look at that. Let's just start 2,000. Look at that. So, look, it was pretty steady this whole time. And it wasn't until basically, just a quick reminder, but everything was pretty steady the whole time around, all the way up until 2007, 2008 crash. And then after that, it was off to the races, man. Off to the fucking races. All right? That quantitative easing thing, that never stopped. Every time you see the thing moving up, the printing money, that's all that is. All right, guys. All right, we got to get out of here. So, all right, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Talking about finances, talking about the corn, you know, talking about Bitcoin, talking about all the fake money out there, you know, whether it's a stock market, you know, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's the US dollar, whatever it is, you know, all fake, you know. But again, there's real money out there, you know, gold and silver. Look into it. Good stuff. All right. In fact, if you're going to get some Bitcoin, I suggest you make some silver Bitcoins like this one. A friend of mine made this for me. Shout out to James out there. Look at that. I got it backwards. There you go. How much is it? 1.2 ounces in here. Whatever, guys. Anyways, all right, guys. I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's show. And you already know the deal. You know, I'll see you guys here next Thursday. We got one more show for the year. Hopefully, you know, it's monetized and you guys can send me some super chats. Or not, you know, whatever. Anyways, either way, love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Let's get out of here. Let's play some music. You know, it's time to, we got a lot to celebrate here. It's some good times. All right, let's see which one. Yeah, let's go with this one. All right.
My mama called, seen you on Twitter. Sunset shit done changed. Ever since your first song, I bought it all. Ever since the first dip, they said it's Tulipmania. Now they always say congratulations. Walked so hard, avoided liquidation. They ain't ever have the hands or patience. We kept holding, never sold, and look, we made it. Yeah, we made it.
That's right. That's right.
They were never there, no. Yeah, now I'm jumping at the Lambo. Yeah, and my life moves slow-mo. Yeah, when I open Crypto Pro. Yeah, I'm a genius with the finance. Yeah, and I buy it all on Binance. Yeah, everybody wanna have it. Yeah, but they didn't buy it last year. Yeah. Everyone wishing that they had bought it.
That's right.
But it's too late now because they
can afford it.
They were too scared just to buy it.
But remember, last year in October, just like he said right there, this is an old song. Old song.
Put your ledges to the sky. How can I make sense? I got Satoshi's on my mind. Yeah, they call me crazy when I told.
How you know when you're at the top? When grandma and mom are talking about Bitcoin or they're asking you, hey, you hear about that Dogecoin thing? Trust me, the next day, it's going to crash.
Ever since your first song, I bought it all. Ever since the first dip, they said it's Tulipmania. Now they always say congratulations. Walked so hard, avoided liquidation.
Yeah, we made it. All right, guys.
What do you do with the Bitcoin besides
Peace out.
just
Love you guys.
gather
See you guys on
value?
Thursday, next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. Okay?
Right, like the point is if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right, I mean, right, but I mean, we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
Forever, Laura.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them.